top story on ABC News Breakfast. Global shares have bounced back strongly as hopes grow that Eurozone leaders and the International Monetary Fund will agree on a new package to solve the debt crisis. US markets have closed up 1%, all major indices up around that amount.
Now, that was off the back of strong gains across in Europe. Both the French and German markets were up more than 5%.
London's FTSE closed 4% higher, and that should ensure another good day for Australian markets. Yesterday, 3.5% rise on the ASX was the strongest one-day gain in almost 3 years.
The gains are being attributed to news that another financial rescue package is being put together for Europe. And for more, we're joined now by our Europe correspondent, Philip Williams from London. Phil, good morning. What's the latest with these negotiations?
Well, the latest is we have no more information as to the specifics about this proposal. We certainly have no leader articulating it. It's all backroom chatter at the moment. Clearly there's something in it because the markets have invested heavily in it, and particularly the bank shares today shot up. Some banks went up by 15% today, particularly in France, because they believe that if this package does go through, that they will be supported, that their losses effectively will be covered by this new super fund. But I stress, no one in authority, no one that can really speak with authority has said this is happening. And so at the moment it is speculation, but it's powerful speculation, and it's actually moving the market in spectacular fashion. Considering that just last week we were talking about 5% losses on the day. Day on day now we've had gains of nearly 10%. So it's been quite a remarkable turnaround of the market. But I must emphasise it is all based at this point on rumour.
And at the same time, overnight, Phil, we've had the Greek Prime Minister addressing German business leaders, virtually pleading with Germany to come and help his country out of their financial distress.
Yes, and it comes at a very important timing because the German Parliament on Thursday will consider enacting legislation that will allow this bailout fund, the first, the 440 billion euro bailout fund to go ahead. That's very important to the Greeks' future, financial future. And so, yes, he was in Berlin meeting with Angela Merkel today, basically spruiking his economy, saying we're doing everything we possibly can. We're sticking to our side of the bargain, and you're not throwing good money after bad if you support our country. Here's a little of what George Papandreou had to say.
I understand the political difficulties in our European family, as one country wonders why it should support another for its past mistakes, or why some countries should take so much pain for a crisis that began with the banking system. But as I have said, this is not an investment in past failures. This is an investment in future successes, our common success.
And Phil, all that was happening as the Greek Parliament was continuing its austerity drive, bringing in a new property tax for Greeks.
Yes, and this has, again, angered property owners the length and breadth of the country. Some have said it'll force them to bankruptcy. That's the last straw, and particularly the way it's going to be collected through the power bills. So if you don't pay, you get your electricity cut off. So it's a very tough measure. It's aimed at raising several extra billion euro and to convince particularly the Germans that they are serious about this whole austerity drive. And there have been daily demonstrations and more demonstrations again today. They had the police were out in the street today, as well as many of these angry homeowners, but it didn't change the event. And of course, there is much more to come. As George Papandreou has said, that they are determined to do whatever it takes to restore the credibility and, of course, keep that vital flow of euros from countries like Germany.
OK, Philip Williams from London, thank you very much for the update.